F1 News: 2 problems Mercedes have dealt with in Ferrari, Red Bull scrap, Paddy Lowe. That is according to former Mercedes Executive Technical Director Paddy Lowe, who is now Chief Technical Officer at Williams. Mercedes are hard at work gearing up for the start of the 2019 F1 season, which begins with next month's Australian Grand Prix. And they will have high hopes of extending their spell of dominance, having won drivers' and constructors' title doubles for the past 5 years. And Nico Rosberg have secured championships during that successful stint, and the Brit will be back on the path to glory this season. Lowe, who spent 4 years has now offered his take on how his old team have managed to get the better of rivals Ferrari and Red Bull for so long. And he's identified 2 key problems team chiefs Toto Wolff and CO have had to deal with since he left Mercedes for Williams. It's always hard to keep up the motivation for the same project if you've already gained so much, Lowe told. They already had the problem when I was there. But they handled it correctly. The cracks have occurred in the competition rather than in the championship fight. Mercedes is a great team. I know how good they are. It becomes very difficult to beat them. Lowe added, it's part of their challenge to keep the best people in the team. The best team members always want to develop, so it is not possible to build up the management statically for years. But they changed a few things and promoted people. This is necessary if you have to keep a team together. They do that well. Mercedes begin their double title defense at Melbourne's Albert Park circuit on Sunday, March 17. Next news: F1 2019 car launches. When will Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull unveil new livery? The 2019 Formula One season gets underway in Australia in little over a month's time, and anticipation is building on what to expect this year. Both Red Bull and Ferrari have brand new drivers taking the place of Daniel Ricciardo and Kimi Räikkönen respectively. Charles Leclerc will team up alongside Sebastian Vettel, while 23-year-old Pierre Gasly earned a promotion to Red Bull to race alongside Max Verstappen. Mercedes have remained the same, sticking with Valtteri Bottas alongside defending champion Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton won 7 of the last 10 Grands Prix in a display of pure dominance over his rivals. But there is plenty of optimism around the paddock that Mercedes will be in for a much tougher challenge this year, with both Red Bull and Ferrari providing fresh competition. And F1 fans will get one step closer to seeing how the 2019 grid will look when all the new liveries will be unveiled. Haas were the first to reveal their new car, sporting a striking black and gold color scheme. Toro Rosso were next on Monday morning, unveiling its STR14 online, and they were quickly followed by Williams, who announced a new deal with British-based telecommunications company Rocket. The rest of the paddock are set to reveal their new look cars over the next 7 days ahead of pre-season testing in Barcelona, which begins on February 18. F1 2019 car launches: Haas, February 7, online; Toro Rosso, February 11, online; Williams, February 11, online; Renault, February 12, Instone, UK; Mercedes, February 13, Silverstone, UK; Red Bull, February 13, TBC, Racing Point, formerly Force India, February 13, Toronto, Canada; McLaren, February 14, McLaren Technology Center, Ferrari, February 15, Maranello, Italy; Alfa Romeo, formerly Sauber, February 18, Barcelona, Spain. Next news: Lewis Hamilton next teammate. F1 guru names who will replace Valtteri Bottas. That is the verdict of F1 expert Tony Jardine, who expects Mercedes chief Toto Wolff to replace Bottas with Esteban Ocon, is gearing up for his 7th campaign with Mercedes, having joined the Brackley-based team from McLaren in 2013. And this year he will be desperate to move one step closer to the legendary Michael Schumacher by winning a 6th F1 title. Hamilton went level with Juan Manuel Fangio and 5 World Drivers' Championships in 2018, thanks in part to the exploits of Bottas. And followed Mercedes team orders to help Hamilton on a number of occasions last season after it became clear he was not in title contention. Bottas has finished 3rd and 5th respectively in his 2 campaigns since moving to Mercedes from Williams. And a title tilt looks unlikely this year, with Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel and Red Bull's Max Verstappen the biggest threats to Hamilton's hopes. Jardine, who worked with Goodyear, Brabham, McLaren and Lotus and is now a motorsport pundit, has given a damning take on Bottas' performances for Mercedes. And he has named Mercedes' development program product Ocon as the driver most likely to replace if Wolff decides the 29-year-old's time is up. Mercedes have got some great young drivers, Jardine exclusively told Express Sport, when asked about potential future teammates for Hamilton following his 6th F1 title win. You've got Esteban Ocon sitting there, who was kept out of a drive by other teams because of his Mercedes connections, that's why he hasn't got a ride for next year. But, for me, Bottas has been very disappointing. I can't see him going for any longer than 2019 with Mercedes. He just has not delivered. He's very smooth, he's very fast, on certain circuits like in Sochi in Russia he's very, very quick. But even he has come out now and said, I've got to come out fighting, in 2019, got to be more aggressive. But it's too late in my book. It's interesting that he's trying to keep his profile very high because he's just announced that he's going to do the Arctic Lapland Rally, which is the big snow and ice rally in the Arctic tundra. It's such an adventure. Mika Häkkinen's done it. Kimi Räikkönen's done it. It's interesting that what they're told by their management is, you can improve, not only is it great for your profile, but you can improve your skills by going ice racing, ice and snow rallying. That is, because the car is dancing around all the time. They go and practice on the frozen lakes and all that other stuff. It's fantastic for car control. Most of them have done it. Carlos Sainz Jr., obviously his dad told him to do it because he was an ex-rally champion. That's where they hone their skills. Bottas is looking and is very determined to try and up his game for 2019. But I think Ocon will replace him for 2020. Hamilton and Bottas will get their 3rd season as teammates underway on March 17 when the Australian Grand Prix takes place in Melbourne. Next news: F1 2019 car launches. Every livery as they are unveiled are in a latest to break cover. The F1 season is just around the corner and teams are starting to reveal their new cars ahead of the 2019 campaign. Haas were the first to unveil their latest livery, with the American squad set to sport a striking black and gold design on their VF19. The scheme, likened to the John Player special colors run by Lotus between 1972 and 1986, comes on the back of a title sponsorship deal with drinks company Rich Energy. Haas showed off the new design on an older version of their car, with the latest model set to break cover at the start of winter testing, although the front wing was sporting some 2019 modifications. Toro Rosso were next to show their hand with an online launch on February 11, while Williams also unveiled their new white, black and blue color scheme in association with title sponsors Rocket. Renault displayed their new car at Instone a day later while defending Constructors' champions when they conduct a shakedown at Silverstone. Racing Point and Red Bull will also launch on the same day while McLaren and Ferrari follow later in the week, but Alfa Romeo have decided to hold off until the opening day of pre-season testing in Barcelona, while Williams are yet to announce when they will unveil their 2019 Challenger. Express Sport will display every new livery here as they are released, but which one are you most looking forward to seeing on track? Haas VF19 February 7. While the new black and gold livery was unveiled in London, the actual VF19 car remains under wraps until testing in Spain. The dramatic change in color from the team's traditional black, red and silver comes as a result of a new sponsorship deal with Rich Energy. The British energy company sees itself as a competitor to Red Bull, while CEO William Story is pleased with their new livery's nod to history. "I love the JPS Lotus. I think it's the greatest livery of all time," he said. "You don't need to be Hercule Poirot to realize we're bringing that back. That's obviously quite fun and exciting to do." Toro Rosso STR14 February 11. Toro Rosso adopted the attitude that if it ain't broke, don't fix it for their new 2019 Challenger. STR14 looks almost identical to the previous model with a striking blue and red color scheme, again likely to be one of the best looking on the grid. The Italian outfit are set to enjoy closer links with sister team Red Bull this season as the duo share a higher number of parts than previous years. While the new Toro Rosso bears many similarities to last season's Red Bull, F1 rules require teams to design and build their own chassis and main aerodynamic surfaces. Williams FW42 February 11. The FW42 is being kept undercover until the first day of pre-season testing in Barcelona, but Williams have still unveiled their new livery ahead of the 2019 season. In a break from tradition, the Grove-based team have opted for a white, black and blue color scheme to tie in with new title sponsor Rocket, a global telecommunications company. Drivers Robert Kubica and George Russell will hope the new model is much quicker than the previous car, with Williams finishing bottom of the Constructors' Championship for the first time in their history last season. Speaking at the launch, Deputy Team Principal Claire Williams said, "None of us want to go through what we went through in 2018. Our target has to be to make progress." Renault R.S.19 February 12. Renault have replicated a similar color scheme to that which they ran in 2018, with the new R.S.19 predominantly black but boasting plenty of yellow detailing. The livery will endure plenty of comparisons with the radical new look Haas are sporting this year, although it remains to be seen whether Renault or their rivals will stand out more on the track. The French manufacturer will run Nico Hülkenberg and Daniel Ricciardo in their new cars following the Australians' arrival from Red Bull, which was announced midway through last season. Speaking at the launch, Ricciardo said, "Renault has a massive history in motorsport, so to be part of the next step of their Formula One journey is an exciting challenge." Remaining F1 car launch dates: 2019 Racing Point February 13, Toronto, Canada, Mercedes February 13, Silverstone, UK, Shakedown event Red Bull February 13, TBC, McLaren February 14, Woking, UK, Ferrari February 15, TBC, Alfa Romeo February 18, Barcelona, Spain. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.